Good evening, everyone. Katie here. I have a heart chakra yoga class for you. It's going to be a yin class focusing on the heart chakra. So, with any yin class, we will be holding our poses for a little bit longer. We're not going to be forcing our bodies into anything that is uncomfortable or pushing our bodies into poses. Rather, we're just going to meet ourselves where we're at, right when we encounter that first amount of resistance in our body. We're going to stay there and meet ourselves there without trying to break past it or anything like that. We're going to be very gentle and compassionate with ourselves tonight. And our poses we'll be holding for 1 to 5 minutes. So make sure that you are comfortable for the duration of the time that we will be holding our poses. The only props that we'll need tonight are a blanket and a cushion, something to sit on. And tonight's class is designed to bring balance and harmony to the heart chakra, whether there's diminished energy or excessive energy in the heart chakra. In yoga, we often use the phrase opening up the heart. Well, sometimes the heart can already be open. It can be very open to the point where there's a lot of energy here, and maybe not all of it belongs to us. Maybe we're taking on the energy of other people, or maybe there is a deeper imbalance there where we're feeling a lot of emotions all of the time, and we are feeling it almost like everything is just too much. And on the flip side of that, there can also be diminished energy in the heart chakra. And what that might look like is we may not have a lot of trust for the world. We may not trust other people. We may not trust ourselves. We may not have empathy or compassion for others. And we may not have empathy or compassion for ourselves. So no matter which side you're on, or even if you feel like it sounds like you have excessive energy and diminished energy, that can happen too. So no matter what you have going on, even if you have like a perfectly balanced heart chakra and that's where you're at tonight, that's great. We're just going to fine tune and make sure that we are taking care of our heart, because our heart chakra does a lot for our energy body, just like the physical heart does a lot for our physical body. So that's what we'll be doing this evening. And we're going to be beginning with a pranayama practice. So when you're ready, come to your mat. You can set up your blanket so that you have a cushion underneath you for your practice. You can sit on a bolster or a meditation cushion. And we're going to take our legs, cross them in front, and then lengthen up your back. Let your shoulders relax. You may close your eyes, taking in a deep breath. And letting that breath go. Continuing to breathe deeply. Letting the breath flow through your belly, your rib cage, and your chest. And flow out through the belly, through the rib cage and the chest. Taking a moment to clear your head, giving yourself permission to have this next hour to be completely focused on your self-care, completely focused on your yoga practice. And with your next inhale, bring your awareness to your heart. And notice it moving inside of the chest. You may slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. And we'll set the collective intention that this yoga practice serve the highest good of ourselves, the highest good of our heart chakras, and whatever our heart chakras may need. May this yoga practice bring our heart chakras into harmony, into balance, to let them be full of peace and trust and love. And with that intention, you can take your hands and bring one hand across your chest, crossing your other hand on top. Taking a moment to once again feel your heartbeat and feel your heartbeat into your hands. Take an inhale through your nose, slowly and deeply. And as you release, you may bring your hands down to your lap. And we'll prepare for our next pranayama practice. We will be doing about 10 rounds of Ujayi breath. In a flow or vinyasa class, we might be doing Ujayi breath for the whole class, but for yin, it's a little bit different. But I do want to take a moment and practice Ujayi breath because any pranayama practice is amazing for the heart chakra. It also targets the physical body that the heart chakra is associated with, not just the heart itself, but also the lungs. So take a moment, take an inhale through your nose and release. And you can take another inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, you can very slightly tighten or constrict the back of your throat and then breathe out. You might hear a sound like the waves of the ocean. Some people say it kind of sounds like Darth Vader, but I think it's a little bit more low-key than Darth Vader. So take another inhale. We'll do a few more rounds. Lengthening the inhales and the exhales. And really feeling your exhales warm up the throat and then warm up the heart as well. Continue going at your own pace for about 5 more breaths. And take one more round. And when you are done, you can let your breath return to normal. And check in, notice how you're feeling. And if you're ready, you may open up your eyes if they were closed. We'll move into our first yin pose of the night. We're going to stay with our legs crossed. We're going to make sure that our backs are still extended and our spines are long. We're going to take the right elbow, bring it in front of the body, crossing the right arm over the chest. And if it's comfortable for you, you can reach around with your right hand and see if you can grab onto your shoulder blade. If that is uncomfortable, you can keep your right hand grabbing the shoulder or somewhere else that's comfortable for you. And with the right arm in place, you can reach over with the left arm, taking it underneath the right. And we're going to walk our fingertips back. I don't know if you can see my elbows. My outfit's pretty dark. Right elbow is going to be stacked over left here. And if you can reach behind, you can grab onto the shoulder blades and create a little bit of space in that upper back area. We'll be here for about a minute. If you'd like to close your eyes again, you may, but I invite you to notice your breath and continue breathing in that same pattern of breathing into the rib cage, the belly, and then the chest. And because we are working on the back between the shoulder blades, we are still working on the heart chakra. But this part of the heart chakra, in my field as an energy worker and as a yoga teacher, the back part of the heart chakra between the shoulder blades tends to be where we might carry things from the past. So anything that is affecting our heart chakra today that might be old, it might be something that happened to us a long time ago, it might still be affecting us on a physical level or on an energetic level, but the area that it tends to be held in is the shoulders and the upper back. So if you would like to use your intention to release whatever might be needing to be released from the back of your heart chakra, you can set your intention to release whatever those things are with your exhales. Take a couple more breaths here. Now, as you take your next exhale, you may release both of your arms down, bringing your hands to your lap. If you need to roll your wrists a little bit or open and close the fingers, feel free. You can also take some rolling of the shoulders, moving them back and then moving them forward. And when you're ready, we'll move on to the other side. So this time we'll take the left arm across, left elbow comes on top, right elbow goes underneath. Reaching behind once again, lengthening up through the back. This particular pose it's a very self-comforting type of pose. It's almost like we're giving ourselves a hug, but it is also really good if you know that you have excess energy in the heart chakra. And if you happen to be an empath or identify as an empath, a lot of times we as empaths carry a lot of energy in our heart chakras as it is. It's just the way that we are. It's our nature to kind of take those things on from other people. So this is a good way to kind of bring our own energy back into our own bodies. We are closing off our heart here and we're calling what's ours back into us, and we can release with our exhales what doesn't belong to us and let whatever those things are go back to their source, with love and with peace. Take a few deep breaths here. Calling your own energy back to you. Exhale, releasing what doesn't belong. Taking a few more breaths here. And you may breathe out, release your arms. Once again, rolling the wrists, moving the hands, rolling the shoulders. Whatever you need to do, whatever your body is asking for, go right ahead. We're going to come down off of our cushions next. And we're going to move on to all fours. We're going to make sure that our knees are padded here, and then we're going to move the knees towards the long edges of the mat so the legs are wide. Toes are going to come together. We're going to sink our hips back, coming into a child's pose. If you don't come down all the way, if that's too uncomfortable, you can take your cushion and bring it underneath your torso for some support. Taking down the cheek as well. Or you can come straight down to the mat, and wherever you're at, I invite you to bend your elbows, taking your hands in prayer behind your head. This creates a subtle stretch across the chest and shoulders. Take a few breaths here to settle into this new asana. And let yourself become comfortable, keeping your focus on everything that you're feeling in this pose, as well as focusing on your breath and the way the heart moves as you breathe in and out. With your next inhale, you can bring your hands down, slowly lifting back up, coming back onto all fours. Knees are going to come back to the underneath the hips here. And we'll take a few rounds of Chakra Vikasana, cat and cow, just to warm up the spine a little bit more. We're going to be moving into some twisting poses. So we want our spines to be a little bit warm, a little bit activated. And you can take a pause, bring your back to a neutral position, and we're going to take an inhale to lift the right arm up, reaching up, and then with the exhale, we're going to take the right arm down, thread it behind the left. The right shoulder is going to come down, and we are going to bring our shoulder blade onto the mat. If this is too much or you feel like your back needs a little bit more warming up, feel free to come up and do a few rounds of cat and cow. This is such a deep twist that we won't be here for too long. We'll be here for about a minute or so. But do make sure that you're comfortable. And slowly begin to shift over towards the left hand. I'm going to press the left hand down and slowly inhale to unwind and come up back to tabletop. If you'd like to take a few cat and cows before you go to the other side, feel free to do that. And we'll prepare for opposite side. We're going to lift up the left arm. And exhale, thread it behind the right. Coming back down. Begin to shift yourself towards the right. Inhale, press yourself up slowly. Cat and cow if you would like it. Very good. Our next pose is reclining hero pose. We will need our cushion for this one. You can scoot forward towards the front of your mat, front of your blanket. Bring your cushion behind you. Your cushion is going to support your upper back and your head, as well as your chest. So you can move the knees about hip width apart, and then we're going to begin to take our hands down, walking them back towards the cushion. And then we will come down onto our cushion, readjusting to support our heads. And wherever you're at, you can roll your shoulders underneath you just a little bit to create some more space around your heart and elevate the chest. Take about 3 more breaths in reclining hero. And with your next inhale, we're going to slowly make our way up. First thing is we're going to wiggle our elbows back just a bit, press them down. The head's going to lift up, and then you can wiggle the elbows back some more, press up onto one hand and the other, and lift your torso up. We're going to bring the legs around in front, extending them. Point and flex the toes. You can give them a little shake. And then we're going to come back to our cushion into a supported position. Scooting the feet in towards the hips. And then we will open our knees wide, taking the soles of the feet together. If you have blocks with you and you want to support your knees with the blocks, then feel free to do so. We'll go ahead and take one of our hands, bring it across the chest, and bring the other hand across the belly. Taking just a few breaths here, noticing how the body moves as you breathe in and out. And then we will either bring the hands down off to the side, or you can open your arms out into a T, whichever you prefer. You can also keep a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly if you feel like your arms are supported in that position. With your next exhale, you can gently bring your knees together, letting the feet down, gently lifting up the head, pressing up for just a moment. We'll move our cushion to the side and then come all the way back down to our mat. Feel free to adjust your blanket so that it is underneath your back as well as underneath your head. We'll take the right knee in towards the chest, extend the left leg. And we'll grab onto the knee with the left hand. Move your right arm down. And then with your exhale, we're going to take the knee across the body, grounding down through the right shoulder, coming into a spinal twist. And if the knee doesn't come down all the way, you can keep your trusty cushion nearby and take the knee onto the cushion so that your body is supported. Slowly inhale, lifting your knee back up. And then exhale, you can release and extend the leg down. Feel free to move your cushion to the opposite side. And we'll take the left knee in towards the chest. Right hand on the knee, extend the left arm out. And then exhale, moving into your twist. As you take your next inhale, you may slowly lift your knee back up and extend it. You may now take the next few moments for whatever movements, stretches, anything that you would like to have before Shavasana. Maybe a happy baby, maybe a full body stretch. Whatever your body needs, go right ahead. There are a few options for our Shavasana once you get there. If you want to take your blanket and bring it over your body, you can. If you want to take your cushion and bring it underneath your feet or your knees, you can. And when you are ready, come down to your back. Making sure your body is nice and comfortable, nice and supported. You may go ahead and close your eyes, taking in a deep breath through your nose, holding for a short pause, and exhale, letting out an audible sigh. Inhaling once again, holding for a moment, and letting it all out with a big sigh. You can let a little bit of space in between your teeth. Let your jaw be loose. Let the space between your eyebrows be smooth. And let each of your inhales grow a little bit longer and deeper. And let each one of your exhales grow longer and deeper by the same amount. As your body rests and restores itself, your mind can find a soft and gentle focus on each breath in and each breath out. Take a deep and slow breath in. And let it go. Breathing in again. And release. You can begin to find some movements by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, gently waking up your body. And as we begin to transition into a seat, I invite you to take that peace and relaxation that we've cultivated during Shavasana and see if you can hold on to it as we move, as we transition. When you're ready, you can plant your feet down and then roll onto one side. When you're ready to come up, press up to a comfortable seated position. And once you're seated with your eyes closed, you can take your hands and bring them down to your lap. And we'll spend a few moments giving thanks and giving gratitude to our hearts. I invite you to bring your awareness to your heart center. And with your awareness focused here, give thanks to your heart for all of its compassion. Give thanks to your heart for all of its trust. Give thanks to your heart for all of its love. And as you take your next breath in, begin to bring your awareness back to the place where your body meets the floor. And bring your awareness back into the space that you're in. Take our hands together, bring them in front of the heart. Remembering our collective intention that this practice be for the highest good of our heart chakras. We'll thank our intentions for serving us during our practice. Take a moment to give yourself gratitude and thanks as well for showing up to practice, for doing something good for your mind, for your body, and for your spirit. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I hope that you have a beautiful night, beautiful rest of your week. If you enjoyed this practice, please leave me a comment. Let me know how you liked it. Let me know your favorite parts, and let me know what you like to do when you are trying to balance and bring harmony to your chakras. Thank you all again. Sat Nam. I will see you all next week. Say bye, Phoenix.